I started the pilgrimage in Bodh Gaya because that's where Lord Buddha attained enlightenment. And I wanted Buddha's blessing for the pilgrimage.
He is the 12th Thai Situpa, one of Tibet's most revered Buddhist leaders. To many, he is a living saint. The Rinpoche has come to Buddhism's holiest shrine to launch a worldwide pilgrimage for peace.
I believe that every person have responsibility for everyone else. Therefore, it is very important for each individual to try to improve the system in which everyone lives and everyone is affected. So my wish was that I, as one of the human beings, wish to contribute my effort. And it is simple but personal.
In the gardens where Buddhism began some 2,500 years ago, the 38-year-old Rinpoche led a puja, or prayer, to invoke the Buddha's blessing for his pilgrimage for world peace. Then, Situ Rinpoche made a vow that defined the aims of active peace.
We will pray for the peace of this planet, not only as absence of war, but better environment and better education and better kind of social condition which will produce a good human being, a happy human being.
As if to underscore the desperation of millions of destitute human beings across the globe, a group of beggars gathered around the Tibetan holy man to receive alms. Late that evening, Situ Rinpoche blessed his Tibetan followers, some of whom had journeyed 2 days by bus to help him launch his pilgrimage. From India, Rinpoche would lead the pilgrims to Italy for an exchange with Benedictine monks, the first steps on the road to active peace. Legend has it that this forest in the hills of central Italy was once the abode of magical spirits. It was home, too, for the early Christian mystics who came here in search of sanctuary and solitude. In the year 1025, a Benedictine monk named Romaldo founded the monastery at Camaldoli. Romaldo came here to establish a new monastic order. It was devoted to the study of the scriptures, meditation, prayer, and contemplation.
This cloister dates from the 16th century, so it's later Renaissance style. It is what they call a mountain cloister. A mountain cloister is one that is open only on the east and the north sides. Your room was originally one of the dormitories of the monks. The monks all slept together, So there were 2 dormitories, supposedly for those who snored and those who did not snore.
The pilgrimage for active peace came to Camaldoli to learn about the path followed by Benedictine monks for nearly 1,000 years. Their host, Father Thomas.
The most mature among them, the most fervent, could live a more solitary life. And the very most fervent and the best monks of all could go out and bring teachings of truth and peace and justice to other people. So this is the ideal of St. Veronica. So the monastery served this purpose for novices, young men, to be trained in the spiritual life, for the oldest monks who were decrepit and weak and had to be taken care of physically, and also for those who served the poor and served the needy and the guests who would come to the monastery.
The pilgrims set up a shrine room to give their hosts a taste of Tibetan Buddhist practice.
In monastic system, individuals who play music are the junior monks. And after they enter the 3 years retreat, then they become Lama, they become senior, and they have other responsibilities. So the Venerable Lamas here, they played music long time ago. I think I must say the Venerable Lamas are not 100% expert in this music. Every sound have its own impact onto the mind, the attitude of the musician, and the nature of the sound that the instrument makes. This will affect both the person who is doing it as well as those people who listen to it. This is too small segment of the long prayers and rituals and ceremonies. This will go on for 10 days. And this is performed at the end of the year in the winter. So there's some glimpse of these rituals will be shared with you. That's all.
We started very young.
Yeah, when I was young.
At what time? What age?
About 10 years old.
Much noise? I think you got the idea.
Yeah, isn't that it?
Della
So give thanks to the Lord, for He is good, for His love is eternal. When we give thanks, we not only express an attitude of gratitude, an attitude of gratefulness, which is the basis of all religion and all prayer, but also we taste once again how good this eternal love is for us.
Given the differences between Buddhist and Christian practice, was it possible to understand one another?
Actually, there is lots of differences, but differences are on the surface. They were white, and Tibetan Buddhist monk will never wear white. That is not monk's color. But behind the whole thing, there is a very important similarity between what I practice and what Benedictines demonstrated to us. That is, try to develop and observe the inner peace.
During one of Rinpoche's lectures, a young monk wanted to know if that inner peace or enlightenment comes as a gift, which somehow falls on a person.
We don't say it was an accident. We will never say that, because in the past life or the process have taken place in you. So in this life, you were born with that particular stage of realization. So that is how we look at it.
And for Rinpoche, the road to enlightenment begins with compassion.
The essence of Buddha, or I think you might say essence of God, which is in every single sentient being, ultimately. Therefore, compassion for other is not a dream. Compassion for other is not an imagination or theoretical possibility. It is the truth.
For many, the exchange at Kamaldali was the first time they'd come face to face with another monastic tradition.
Rice, I think, rice.
Like rice.
Rice.
No. Your own merits, you give them to the others.
Like if I'm a practitioner, whatever karma, good merit I make, I send it for other beings. I bring other beings suffering. So I will go on suffering for other beings, but I will make karma for other beings. So that is the proper practice.
This really Christian. This really Christian.
Very good. Mushrooms and rice.
In the Catholic Church, we are only beginning to learn more about the great religions of the world. In recent times, the Church herself has taught us to be open, attentive, listen to other people, respect their religions. So I find that dialogue and learning about another religious experience, another monastic tradition, inspires me to be a better Christian monk. So this makes me very thankful.
Far as I'm concerned, during these discussions and also experiences, the both faith, the Buddhist and Christian monks, live for the same purpose, to practice the teaching, to live a community life, and dedicate one's time and energy into doing something for the benefit of others. And we have to be able to appreciate each other, because whole world is such a small place now. And it is just like we all living in a dormitory. We better get along with each other.
On their way to Rome, the pilgrims stopped in Assisi to pay their respects to St. Francis. The pilgrims were moved by the example of St. Francis, who renounced a life of wealth to dedicate himself to the poor and sick. And so they prayed together for peace and understanding between all religions.
The spiritual life of these Buddhist monks, it seems to be really deep. They, following their tradition, are looking for the same light that lighted Saint Francis to be another Christ in his sanctuary.
The next stop on the pilgrimage, Rome. Here, Rinpoche explained to a Roman Catholic youth organization why peace was more than just the absence of war.
We can be peacefully extinct, with present situation. We don't need a war to destroy everyone. The rate of pollution of the air, destruction of the ozone, contamination of the ocean, all of these things happening in such a quick and rapid and epidemic way. So in 20 to 50 years, maximum 100 years, this planet will not be the same place. The grandchildren of our generation, they have a terrible place to live. And maybe they wouldn't exist. So because of all of these reasons, we have to actively involve in the actions that will benefit the humanity, not destroy it. But somehow, with due respect, with all the respect, we become lazy. I'm sorry, but many of us, I also have been one of them, and still I am in many ways. So we become lazy, and we don't bother. We just say, okay, but what can I do? This is very wrong, because I have seen and I have experienced it, that one person makes difference. If we, with proper intention, attitude, meaningful thinking, if we somehow use everything that we know, then we can become that one person who makes the difference. Now, I like to say a short prayer, a Buddhist prayer, and this is written about 7th century, and this is a very important prayer for all of us, and it is specially for the peace. Your activity should fulfill all the needs for humanity. The pilgrimage for active peace should become one of the many service and beneficial activity for humanity. All the other human beings should realize their responsibility and initiate their activities for peace. The famine, the war, all of these terrible things that are happening all around the world, they should be stopped.
Rinpoche ended his pilgrimage to Italy, where the Catholic Church began, St. Peter's.
I'm pleased to have this meeting with you, monks of the Christian and Buddhist traditions. I greet you, Rinpoche. and the monks accompanying you on your peace pilgrimage. You are welcomed by Benedictine monks whose motto is precisely Pax, peace. You have encouraged one another to promote this peace of which our world is in such dire need. Yes, God bless you. God bless your experience and your pilgrimage.
Thank you very much.
From Italy, the pilgrims headed to more familiar ground, the border hills of Scotland. At the Kagyu Samye Ling Tibetan Center, Tai Situ Rinpoche organized a gathering of Nobel laureates.
In North Vietnam.
Among those who joined Rinpoche's quest for active peace, American physiologist George Wald and British chemist Dorothy Crowfoot Hodgkins. At the close of the conference, the laureates agreed to establish a Council of Elders, a group of scholars who would begin to tackle the world's most serious predicaments.
Among the problems to be discussed are environmental degradation, a widespread sense of meaninglessness, increasing misery and the threats to peace posed by unresolved conflicts and world militarization.
Longtime friend of Tibet and human rights campaigner Lord Ennals lent his support as well to the pilgrimage for active peace.
Part of the message that is brought to us here and will be taken in other parts of this pilgrimage is to say to each one of us, we have a responsibility for peace. It's not just the Nobel laureates. It's not just the politicians. It's not just the statesmen. It's not just the United Nations. It is we, the peoples of the world, who have to play our part in making a better world.
The Nobel laureates and other guests joined a procession to the site of a future peace pagoda. They marked the spot by planting an oak tree, a symbol, Rinpoche said, of their pure motivation to help mankind.
I believe that the religion, Buddhism, as well as all the other religion, the only reason for its existence is for the benefit of others. If it doesn't benefit others, it should not exist. So, as a religious person, as a person involved in religion, I definitely pray that from this time onward, that every religion should be for the benefit of people.
is KPIX Eyewitness News at 6.
Chants and incense today on a mountaintop in Marin. The reason, a visit by this year's winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, the Dalai Lama.
Before I began the actual launching of the pilgrimage, I requested His Holiness Dalai Lama's participation, and he accepted to participate.
And this is how local television reported it.
In a 2,500-year-old ceremony atop Mount Tam this morning, the Dalai Lama led a chant, accompanied by another high Tibetan leader, the Thai Satupa, who organized this peace tour.
Mount Tamalpais is a holy place for Native Americans. And for Tibetan Buddhism, that kind of place is the perfect place to make a prayer and a ceremony for environment. We express our appreciation, which we received from nature. And also we take a personal commitment that we will preserve nature, we will respect nature.
The gods invoked and the environment blessed, the pilgrims came down from the mountaintop to attend an interfaith service at San Francisco's Grace Cathedral.
Religious harmony is one of the key points for the better condition for human beings. And religious disharmony is one of the most dreadful things. So, to come together, pray together, exchange with each other, then this will definitely demonstrate to the followers that we can respect the other religions.
Let us pray. Let us bless what there is for being. O God of peace, you have shown us that the peace of the world begins in the human heart, broken open by compassion.
The purpose of every religion is to serve the others. Mankind, living things. That is the only reason why great beings, enlightened ones, such as Lord Buddha, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, etc., the leaders of every religion have taught in the first place. As I read through these words, I want all of you to contemplate on the meaning of these words. May all sentient beings be free from suffering. May all sentient beings be one with happiness. May all sentient beings be ever truly joyful. May all sentient beings be free from greed and hatred.
Then Rinpoche requested each person to call upon his or her own God or spiritual leader, and in their presence make a simple but personal confession.
We confess that through our selfishness and ignorance, we have created suffering for many people. Not only people, but living beings. We confess it. We admit it. After confession, we acknowledge, although from time to time we are ignorant, how ignorant we can be, but deep inside each one of us, there is perfect potential. The potential of compassion, the potential of wisdom. Then we take a commitment. As an individual who is participating in religious practice, rituals, we take commitment that we will not take advantage of others. We will not use the name of religion for harmful activities for others. We will only use the name of religion and practice only for the benefit of others. Let us take that commitment. Let's make that commitment simple. Let's make that acknowledgement simple. Let's make that confession simple. And combine all of it together. And practice that. So let that be our meditation. Let that be our contemplation.
The service ended, according to Tibetan Buddhist tradition, with an offering.
The white scarf represents your sincere dedication, your pure heart, stainless, and offering that to the altar is expressing your dedication, your devotion.
From San Francisco, the pilgrimage for active peace headed north to hold a ceremony for the environment at Mount Shasta.
It's like an Indian power center, I believe.
What does that mean?
The Native Americans, I'm not sure, just a very spiritual center, a lot of energy. Maybe they believe that their spirits live here.
It's a feeling thing. You come here and you feel good. How can you explain it?
Yeah, right.
There's some places on the planet that are like that. Some places don't feel, at least for me anyway.
For our belief, the mountain is a living place for people, for animal, for spirits. And this is home. This is where the foods come from. It is like a mother, it is like a father. Man is part of nature. But wise man should respect nature, should not destroy nature. destroying the nature is destroying part of himself.
And so they came, to be in the presence of the mountain and the holy man from Tibet.
I'd like to hear his message about peace and the environment and how we can all help the world.
I don't know if there will be such a thing as world peace, like the Lama was saying last night, but active peace I think is possible, and just it takes everybody doing their part.
Let people get together, believe something, pray about it, not necessarily pray about it, but just have it become part of their lives, then it becomes universal. So if we all get together and start thinking about the environment, start thinking about doing things, then maybe it becomes universal.
I think everybody feels on their own individual level whatever they can do to promote peace on the planet, and to kind of give our kids something to grow for. You know, I mean, what do we give? What do we have for posterity? You know, when they get older and they're going to start asking the questions, they're going to say, "Dad, where were you? What were you doing? You know, how come the environment got to this level? And why did the environment get to this level? Where was your inner being? What was your heart telling you to do? You know?" And
we make offering and we confess whatever we could have done wrong to the nature, and we take vow that we will do our best to protect and respect the nature. Juniper branches represent the pureness, and fire represent purification force. Wherever smoke of the pure juniper leaves touch, that environment should be blessed. As the white smoke spreads in the space, our little offering becomes limitless offering.
Rinpoche blessed a group of mountain climbers who'd volunteered to plant prayer flags on Mount Shasta. Meanwhile, lamas hoisted their own prayer flags.
As the wind touches the prayer flag, then the wind is blessed by the prayer, and wherever that wind goes, the prayer goes there. And whoever breathes it, whoever lives in the environment, will be blessed by the prayer.
I'd like to express our appreciation for the spirit of this place. They have given us a perfect day, but they recognize our intention.
Wonderful.
Blessing our community with your pilgrimage. All success. Wonderful. Thank you.
Rinpoche, this environmentalist, I feel a lot more encouraged. Thank you.
We all do our best. Also, never stop. Yeah.
I'll try.
Thank you very much for coming. Many people came here. They didn't know why.
I see.
You gave them the purpose. Thank you.
One month after his pilgrimage to California, Taisitu Rinpoche was back on the other side of the globe, in New Delhi. His purpose? To bring together India's top spiritual leaders in order to promote understanding among the country's religious communities. Before the conference started, Rinpoche paid homage at the tomb of Mahatma Gandhi, a man who devoted his life to the cause of peace.
Mahatma Gandhi is the example for the world for the achievement of the non-violence. He preached non-violence, he practiced non-violence, he achieved the independence of such a huge country, India, through the method of non-violence.
Among the religious leaders attending the Interfaith Conference, the Dalai Lama, spiritual and political leader of Tibet. The Jagat Guru Shankar Acharya, one of the main leaders of India's 500 million Hindus. The Muslim leader, Maulana Abdul Karim Parekh, and the Sikh leader, Baba Virsa Singh. The Jain leader, Acharya Muni Sushil Kumar, opened the conference with invocations for peace and the well-being of mankind. And a special guest from Japan, Nobumichi Konko, performed ancient Shinto rites for peace and harmony. For 2 days, the participants discussed how to build on Taisitu's active peace initiative. The Christian leader, Dr. Paulos Mar Gregorios, summed it up this way.
The fight that we have to fight is against both war and against injustice in the same step. This, I believe, is the great task to which all religions are called and to which all of us must be equally committed.
As this historic gathering drew to a close, the 10 religious leaders called upon the world's secular leaders to join the pilgrimage for active peace.
We appeal to the world, bodies and the governments of all the countries that they may endeavor to achieve a world of environmental, socio-economic and political justice with the deep concern and urgency that is called for at the present juncture of human history.
Kathmandu, Nepal, where religion seems to blend so effortlessly with daily life. Perhaps because here the gods are bigger than man and must be worshipped. According to Buddhist legend, Kathmandu Valley was once a lake, and this hill a huge lotus flower. Its beauty attracted the Buddhas and the gods to come settle here. At the Baudhanath Stupa on the outskirts of Kathmandu, Rinpoche brought the pilgrimage for active peace to a close.
I personally find this is very auspicious that we begin the pilgrimage in Bodh Gaya, where Lord Buddha attained enlightenment, and then end in Nepal, in which country Lord Buddha was born. Elaborate procession is gesture of respect for the holy place and the event itself. It is not just a show. It is a sign of respect, a gesture of respect. We wish there should be peace and harmony among humanity. And there should be end for war, famine, injustice.
Nepalese Buddhists of the Vajrayana tradition joined Rinpoche in his prayers.
There should be constant and continuous active peace or development of wisdom and understanding and positiveness among people, among religions, among nations, among ideologies. And this is why we have to do something like a pilgrimage, to pray and take vow, take commitment, introduce the understanding to the other people so that we together can progress our effort and our contribution. So I'm very grateful that we have done it.